Welcome back to GDT Tech Reviews. In this video we are going to do a detailed review and pick the top 5 best Android smartphone, 2022. So let us get started and the review based on our studies and small research. If you have any personal suggestion, do let us know in the comment section. If you are for the first time, don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon for more videos. We will be also providing affiliates link to purchase from Amazon. Kindly use to for best offers and purchase from anywhere in the world. So let's get started. The phone measures 159.6 by 74.8 by 8.1 millimeters and weighs 189 grams, so we'd call it medium-sized. It's not so big that it's uncomfortable to use, so long as your mitts aren't massive. The right edge of the phone houses the power button and volume rocker, while the USB-C port is exactly where you'd expect it to be. There's no 3.5mm headphone jack, unlike some other phones at this price, but there is an in-display fingerprint scanner, which we don't see too often in phones around this price. Sticking out from the rear, the phone's camera bump is quite understated. This is partially because it doesn't stick out too far, and also because the back of the device rises to meet it. One thing we don't like about the phone is that its rear is marred by certifications and other details. We'd really prefer our phone didn't have the address of a P.O. box in Dublin. The Galaxy A53 has an IP67 rating, which means it's totally dustproof and water resistant at a depth of up to a meter for 30 minutes. The plastic back also protects it against minor drops and scratches. The Samsung Galaxy A53 boasts one of the best looking screens you'll see on a phone for this price. It's a 6.5-inch panel, with a full HD++ resolution, 120Hz refresh rate and 800 nits max brightness. With those specs, the A53 doesn't stand out from other similarly priced phones, but Samsung's display tech is the real champion here, with the Super AMOLED display looking vibrant and colorful. The main camera is a 64MP f/1.8 with a wide-angle lens, and it's joined by a 12MP camera with an f/2.2 123-degree ultrawide lens, a 5MP f/2.4 macro and a 5MP f/2.4 depth sensor. The snappers take photos that are bright and colorful, which makes shots of wildlife, food, landscapes or people pop. There's high dynamic range for a phone at this price and pictures are sharp too, as long as you take them on the main camera. Google Pixel 6 Pro Mobile was launched on 19th of October 2021. The phone comes with a 6.70-inch touchscreen display with a resolution of 1440 by 3120 pixels at a pixel density of 512 pixels per inch, p, and an aspect ratio of 19.5:9. Google Pixel 6 Pro is powered by a 2.8 GHz octa-core Google Tensor processor that features 2 cores clocked at 2.8 GHz and 2 cores clocked at 2.25 GHz. It comes with 12 GB of RAM. The Google Pixel 6 Pro runs Android 12 and is powered by a 5003 mAh battery. The Google Pixel 6 Pro supports wireless charging, as well as proprietary fast charging. As far as the cameras are concerned, the Google Pixel 6 Pro on the rear packs a triple camera setup featuring a 50-megapixel primary camera with an f/1.85 aperture and a pixel size of 1.2 micron, a 12-megapixel camera with an f/2.2 aperture and a pixel size of 1.25 micron, and a 48-megapixel camera with an f/3.5 aperture and a pixel size of 0.8 micron. The rear camera setup has autofocus. It has a single front camera setup for selfies, featuring a 11.1-megapixel sensor with an f/2.2 aperture and a pixel size of 1.22 micron. Google Pixel 6 Pro is based on Android 12 and packs 128 GB of inbuilt storage. The Google Pixel 6 Pro is a dual SIM, GSM and GSM, mobile that accepts nano SIM and eSIM cards. The Google Pixel 6 Pro measures 163.90 by 75.90 by 8.90 mm, height x width x thickness, and weighs 210.00 grams. It was launched in cloudy white, sorta sunny, and stormy black colors. It features an IP68 rating for dust and water protection. Connectivity options on the Google Pixel 6 Pro include Wi-Fi 802.11a/b/g/n/ac/ax, GPS, Bluetooth V5.20, NFC, USB Type-C, 3G, and 4G, with support for Band 40 used by some LTE networks in India. Sensors on the phone include accelerometer, ambient light sensor, barometer, compass/magnetometer, gyroscope, in-display fingerprint sensor, proximity sensor, and fingerprint sensor. Google Pixel 6. The phone comes with a 6.40-inch touchscreen display with a resolution of 1080 by 2400 pixels at a pixel density of 411 pixels per inch, p, and an aspect ratio of 20:9. Google Pixel 6 is powered by a 2.8 GHz octa-core Google Tensor processor that features 2 cores clocked at 2.8 GHz and 2 cores clocked at 2.25 GHz. It comes with 8 GB of RAM. The Google Pixel 6 runs Android 12 and is powered by a 4614 mAh battery. The Google Pixel 6 supports wireless charging, as well as proprietary fast charging. As far as the cameras are concerned, the Google Pixel 6 on the rear packs a dual camera setup featuring a 50-megapixel primary camera with an f/1.85 aperture and a pixel size of 1.2 micron, and a 12-megapixel camera with an f/2.2 aperture and a pixel size of 1.25 micron. The rear camera setup has autofocus. It has a single front camera setup for selfies, featuring an 8-megapixel sensor with an f/2.0 aperture and a pixel size of 1.12 micron. Google Pixel 6 is based on Android 12 and packs 128 GB of inbuilt storage. The Google Pixel 6 is a dual SIM, GSM and GSM, mobile that accepts nano SIM and eSIM cards. The Google Pixel 6 measures 158.60 by 74.80 by 8.90 mm, height x width x thickness, and weighs 207.00 grams. It was launched in kinda coral, sorta seafoam, and stormy black colors. It features an IP68 rating for dust and water protection. Connectivity options on the Google Pixel 6 include Wi-Fi 802.11a/b/g/n/ac/ax, GPS, Bluetooth V5.20, NFC, USB Type-C, 3G, and 4G, with support for Band 40 used by some LTE networks in India, with active 4G on both SIM cards. Sensors on the phone include accelerometer, ambient light sensor, barometer, compass/magnetometer, gyroscope, in-display fingerprint sensor, proximity sensor, and fingerprint sensor. The OnePlus 10 Pro 5G's design did attract some criticism initially since the shape and layout of the camera module make it look like a kitchen hob. I think it looks very distinctive and much better than the 9 Pro's camera module. A bit of inspiration seems to have been taken from Samsung's recent flagships, on which the camera module merges with the side frame. I like the green shade that OnePlus has used, and the fact that both the color options have a matte glass texture is a good design choice in my book. The OnePlus 10 Pro 5G is slimmer than its predecessor, 8.55mm, but it's heavier at 201 grams. There's no storage expansion or headphone jack, but this phone can support 2 nano SIMs. The display on the 10 Pro 5G is the exact same size as on the 9 Pro and has the same QHD+ resolution, 120Hz refresh rate, 10-bit color depth, and all the certifications for HDR, color accuracy and low blue light emissions. Two notable improvements to the display are the use of a second-gen LTPO AMOLED panel which can lower its refresh rate to 1 Hz, down from 10 Hz previously, and a better positioned in-display fingerprint sensor which is easier to reach and use. The display is still curved at the sides, giving this phone a striking look, but it's not the most practical of designs for one-handed use. I'm glad OnePlus has stayed away from the trend of lean smartphone packaging. The 10 Pro 5G comes with everything you'll need, including a color-matched case, an 80 watts fast charger, a USB Type-C cable, and other things such as a SIM eject tool, stickers, etc. The Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra is simple but stunning at the same time. I appreciate the sharp, squared-off angles, and I also like that the cameras aren't housed in a honking bump. They are more flush with the back of the handset. The overall look is minimalist and sleek. Another plus, the 6.8-inch display is gently curved, so it adds some aesthetic appeal without leading to accidental screen presses. My only complaint is that sometimes typing words or moving the cursor on the extreme left or right side of the screen can be a challenge. Despite having a slightly larger display than the 6.7-inch iPhone 13 Pro Max, the S22 Ultra is lighter at 8.07 ounces versus 8.5 ounces for Apple's handset. The Galaxy S22 Ultra feels solid and durable, and it should, as it's fortified with an Armor aluminum frame and a Gorilla Glass Victus Plus back. We'll have to see how well this phone holds up in drop tests, though. The Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra looks determined to top our best camera phone list and unseat Apple and Google. Our testing shows that the S22 Ultra is a very good camera phone, but it's quite the champ. The Galaxy S22 Ultra boasts a larger 2.4 micrometers pixel sensor for capturing more light and data, as well as a super clear glass lens for capturing nighttime videos without flares. You also get a 12MP ultra-wide lens, plus dual 10MP telephoto cameras that combine to offer 10x optical zoom and 100x space zoom. For more comparisons, check out our Samsung Galaxy S22 versus iPhone 13 Pro Max low light photography comparison. Samsung is also doubling down on computational photography with its camera system. There's adaptive pixel technology that combines 9 pixels into one for better images in the dark, enhanced AI high-res processing and 4x faster multi-frame processing.